Akuma wins and Geese loses. So the thing that was interesting to me about this clip wasn't necessarily like anything crazy, right? The thing is that like the reason why Geese missed was because right before all this shit happened, right? The combo happens and then LowHigh sidesteps. So Geese is off axis right here. So no matter what, nothing was gonna hit. What interests me here is the fact that only the second hit of the rage drive hit, right? And if you guys know how supers work, is that look at Geese's meter on the bottom right, it says 2, right? As soon as that 2 goes to 0, technically, I think on the next frame, that's when the super comes out. So like, you see, it's still 2, right here is when 0 happens, right? So all this extra fluffy animation that he's doing during that, right? All that shit is he's invincible because that is normally what would happen when you do a super, like a raw super. The camera would zoom in on your character, you go into a canned animation, but the real time freezes. In this situation though, with the slow mo, real time doesn't freeze because you're in a weird, you're in a different state. So I think only the second hit of the rage drive hit, right? So obviously, during the invincibility frames, the first hit whiffs, right? And then the second hit hits. So I was thinking, how can you do it so that, like, in a situation, in real time, one situation would happen, but if you do it the exact same way, but it ended up being a slow-mo situation, potentially a different outcome could happen, right? Because, like with my situation with Knee, if you tested it in practice mode yourself, like a lot of people did, Super beats the rage drive clean every time. It's just how the frames work out. And the slow-mo happened to make it crazy looking, right? So I tried doing something where Brian hits with back 1, and he's plus like 7, right? And then you just do down back 3, which is, I forget how fast it is, but basically the only thing that would trade with it is a 9-frame move, and a 9-frame move that Akuma has is super. So in that situation, super and down back 3 would trade in real time, but in slow motion, because he's in that canned animation and it's in slow motion, the down back 3 never hits. So super wins. So in slow-mo, super wins, but in real time, they would trade. And so I was thinking, like, there's got to be situations where, like, the slow-mo would, like, a completely different outcome could happen where in slow-mo, Akuma loses, but in real time, Akuma wins, or whoever. Because it's multi-hit? Yeah. Like, if he didn't do Rage Drive, right? Let's say he just did, like, down forward 1 or something. Well, something that's the same speed as Sonic Fang. I think that the initial move would have just whiffed, and then Geese's super would have just gone, flown away anyways, because it was already off axis. I guess that's my theory. And I was messing around with it, trying to make it work. I downloaded some macro, like, keyboard thing where I could just press a button and have it replay for me. Because I can't, obviously I can't do replays in the versus mode. So I was trying that, but it's pretty fucking difficult and quite tedious. Geese's Raging Storm would have lost too? Probably not. Geese's Raging Storm is 1 frame faster and it also has more hit radius, I think. Actually, I don't know. I don't know what Raging Storm is in terms of, like, his how it tracks. I'm not saying anything about how slow-mo activates Arcade Ghost. I've said nothing about that whatsoever. That's a non-factor in what I'm talking about. I think Fireball Super is 10 frames, but Raging Storm is 9 frames. That's what activates it. No one's talking about what activates the slow-mo. Man, Arcade Ghost, get on the same page, brother. I don't want you to be having the only argument with yourself in the chat room. How's it going, Anna? I need you to be on the same page as everyone, Arcade Ghost. And realistically, I don't think anyone's on the same page as me, because it's something that almost, I don't think really has all that much, like, real uses. It's just something interesting that I thought of only because of LowHigh's video.